of St. Patrick's Day. Seas of green, leprechauns, and shamrocks everywhere you turn? It must be March 17th. St. Patrick's Day, also called the Feast of St. Patrick, is a cultural and religious celebration held every year on March 17th. The day commemorates St. Patrick and the arrival of Christianity in Ireland. St. Patrick's Day is also a reason for people around the world to celebrate Irish customs and culture. Popular activities involve public parades and festivals, a traditional Irish gathering or party, and the wearing of green attire or shamrocks. Who was St. Patrick? St. Patrick was a 5th century missionary and bishop in Ireland. Much of what is known about St. Patrick comes from a document called the Declaration, which was allegedly written by Patrick himself. It is believed that he was born in the 4th century into a wealthy family. His father was a deacon, and his grandfather was a priest in the Christian church. According to the Declaration, at the age of 16, he was kidnapped by Irish raiders and taken as a slave to Ireland. It says that he spent 6 years there working as a shepherd, and that during this time, he became religious. Eventually, he was able to flee from his captors and escape to the coast, where a ship would be waiting to take him home. After making his way home, Patrick went on to become a priest. According to tradition, Patrick returned to Ireland to convert the pagan Irish to Christianity. Patrick's efforts against the pagans were eventually turned into an allegory in which he drove snakes out of Ireland. Ireland never had any snakes. Tradition holds that he died on March 17th and was buried in the town of Downpatrick. Over the following centuries, many legends grew around Patrick, and he became Ireland's most well-known saint. Why green? On St. Patrick's Day, it is customary to wear shamrocks, green clothing, or green accessories. Ever wonder why? Believe it or not, the origin of this tradition all the way back to an 11th century myth. The tale describes the story of Godel Glas, a young man who was bitten by a snake. He was saved from death by Moses, who placed his staff on the snake bite and he was cured. As a reminder of the incident, Godel would always have a green mark that would stay with him forever. The color green was also associated with Ireland from the 1640s, when the green harp flag was used by the Irish Catholic Confederation. Green ribbons and shamrocks have been worn on St. Patrick's Day since at least the 1680s. There certainly are a lot of reasons why we wear green on St. Patrick's Day. Celebrations and traditions. In Ireland, modern-day St. Patrick's Day celebrations generally involve public parades and festivals, Irish traditional music sessions, and the wearing of green attire or shamrocks. There are also formal gatherings such as banquets and dances, though these were more common in the past. St. Patrick's Day parades began in North America in the 18th century, but did not spread to Ireland until the 20th century. The participants generally include marching bands, the military, fire brigades, and more. However, over time, many of the parades have become more akin to a carnival with food, games, and music at the center of it all. More effort is made to use the Irish language, especially in Ireland, where the week of St. Patrick's Day is Irish Language Week. Since 2010, famous Irish landmarks have been lit up in green on St. Patrick's Day as part of Ireland's Global Greening Initiative, or Going Green for St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day, while not a public holiday in the United States, is nonetheless widely recognized and observed throughout the country as a celebration of Irish and Irish American culture. Celebrations include displays of the color green, religious observations, and numerous parades. The holiday has been celebrated in North America since the late 18th century. Irish legend claims that wearing green makes one invisible to leprechauns. According to the legend, these magical tricksters will pinch anyone who isn't wearing green on the holiday. Nowadays, people will pinch each other on St. Patrick's Day as a consequence for not wearing green. This is a fun tradition that pranksters everywhere like to join in on. Just don't pinch any strangers or people who don't want to be pinched.